Whenever you're in a storm, the question is, how deep is your anchor? That's true for hurricanes, and it's true for the storms that we face in life as well. No need to raise any hands, but how many of us here today who are attending online or at one of our campuses, you feel like you're in a storm? You just do. You've been through a painful breakup, and it's just lingering with you, and you're just going through a storm. Maybe there was an unexpected death, and you didn't see that coming. Maybe for you, it's a financial storm where the budget's not working out or an investment failed. Maybe it's a relational storm where there's conflict or criticism that you're dealing with in your life. But whenever you're going through a storm, the question is, how deep is your anchor? As we were talking about this series last spring, I was telling people that oftentimes I have one verse from the Bible that I've memorized for various storms that I might go through. Some people read the Bible for information, and that's okay. But look what the Bible itself says. It says, take up the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. The Bible is a weapon. A sword is a weapon. The Bible isn't just a collection of sayings that you put on a coffee cup or some decorative piece in your house. It's something that you use to fight against. When Jesus was being tempted by Satan in the wilderness, how did he respond to Satan's temptations? Every time he quoted a verse from the Bible. When the storms hit, when you get tired or weak or anxious or you're in trouble in some way, do you have a couple go-to verses from the Bible that will anchor your soul and remind you of the promises of God? I'm telling you, repeating one verse over and over again is sometimes all that it takes. I want to ask you today, will you refuse to give up? When you feel like quitting, will you give it one more swim? See, we live in a culture right now that wants it now. We don't like to wait for anything. Amazon wasn't fast enough, so we got Amazon Prime, and then we're like, this is like 2 days to get here. And so we got Amazon Now, because we want it now. But all throughout the Bible, you see stories of men and women who had to endure. Noah took 120 years after when he started building the ark for it to actually rain. Abraham was promised a child by God, but that child was not born until 25 years later. The Israelites walked around the walls of Jericho 7 times before they fell. Good thing they didn't get discouraged and quit after number 6. You see, all throughout the Bible, we'll read about a genuine miracle. And then you read about the prediction or the promise of that miracle just a few verses earlier. So it gives the impression that, oh, it happened like that. But when you study it historically, you find that actually between those 2 verses on a piece of paper, there was 20 years of time that had elapsed. The suddenly only came after years of enduring. Ever felt like quitting before? Maybe you feel like that right now. Maybe there's something in your life where you just go, I can't keep doing this. This relationship, this issue, this problem, this situation, I cannot keep on like this. I just want to quit. Maybe you even feel that way about life. And I don't say that lightly because life can get to a point where you are so fatigued and you are so hopeless that you say, I just want to quit. If that's you here today, I want to speak the word of God into your life. And I want to say to you, do not quit. Do not quit, endure. As long as you have breath, God is not done with you yet. Now, immediately after saying that, I want to qualify and say that there are times to quit. Not on life itself, but there are times to quit your job and take a different one. There are times if you're dating someone to end that relationship. If your boyfriend or girlfriend isn't following Christ, if they're not treating you well, or if they're addicted in some way, then that becomes a necessary ending. Even in a marriage, in situations of physical abuse, abandonment, so they've left, or having an affair. Those are the 3, abuse, affair, or abandonment. It is even time to consider, should I continue in this marriage? Or should we at least separate from each other for a period of time? So there are times to quit. But it's my fear that we are becoming a generation that quits too soon. That something isn't going our way, the first time doesn't work out, we fail a little bit, and we just go, yeah, that's it, I quit. You need to know today that your most significant accomplishments in life will oftentimes happen when you refused to quit.
Waves come crashing through my soul when I don't know how to stay afloat, when all that I know becomes unknown. How do I know the anchor holds